Right, what we got on today, we've got in Renault Capture that was purchased. I think a subscriber put a friend onto me for this one, if I remember right. Is that right? But yeah, so the Renault Capture had it MOT'd. They're due to pick up in a couple of days' time. Pete's going to do all and filter service on it. Then he's going to machine polish it for me. And I think they're putting new door rubber on it, if I remember correctly. We put all new tyres on all the way around. I've asked to check the distance pads because they were advised the MOT before last. It did just pass the MOT on distance pads on it. Pete's had a little look. There's a little lip on them. We're going to have a quick double check in a second, and then I'll bung them a message and see if they want to still go ahead and do that at trade price or not. We've had a little part exchange come in. We sold you remember the battered up Renault Clio, and I said I was going to sell it as it was. Well, a lady came and bought it, wanted a bigger automatic. I said I wasn't going to do a part exchange at $19.95, but she was offering me her little automatic in part exchange, this little Pixo, done 80,000 miles. And it is an auto, and it's only a 1 litre, so this is more desirable in terms of resale than the Clio, because obviously it's got the size of engine that kids can afford to insure. So that one's just been taken in. We will decide what to do with that. I've got someone in mind for that car already. We've got our Suzuki Swift back from Malcolm down at MJ Bodywork. He's knocked out the park again. If you remember, had a big peeling patch on the bonnet. Well, when he started cleaning it up, all the paint wanted to flake off, so he did the whole bonnet in the end. Same thing with the back bumper that was all flaky. He started to do that, all the paint came off it, and then he found it was badly repaired, so I had to step up to the plate and order a brand new bumper. That is a genuine Suzuki bumper that he's painted. So overspending quite a bit on this one. There's still some other bodywork bits to do. I've got to buff out some scrapes in the arches there. We've still got to get MOT'd. So it's not going to be a profitable car, that one, but it will go out the door right. It was just too bad to leave those bumpers as they were, even though it's a 2012 car. So that one, he did another paint, did some paint on me on another one. Oh yeah, that was the other one. He did some paint for me on. Oh, I've had another nice part exchange. A Toyota Aygo came in part exchange against the Vauxhall Viva we sold. So 2013, I think it's 70,000 miles. This would make a lovely bit of stock if it wasn't for the fact that my brother, his daughter's just turned 17 and he's hit me up for a car. So I can't make any money out of my brother. So he's going to have that at cost for his daughter. She's going to come by. We'll probably try and squeeze a machine polish in and out before he gets here, if we can. Make it nice for his daughter. If you can't help but family, who can you help? What's the one he painted? Oh, he painted this one here. Malcolm also painted this i10. I got this from one of my last cars from the main dealers. So he did the front bumper that was all lacquer peeled in pink. He did the mirror caps. He did the door handles, and he did the rear bumper. Again, probably overspent a bit on this one. The reds will never be bang on because obviously the rest of the car's faded over the last, 13 years? But they're not far off. And the mileage is worth, I think this is in the 30s or 40s, this one mileage-wise. So it was worth doing because the rest of the car is really nice condition. And we know i10s sell really well. So, yeah, big thanks to Malcolm at MJ Bodywork if he's watching. He always helps us out. He always makes the price as keen as he can and turns them around quick for us. So I did drop down a nigh-on identical car from the one I got off a subscriber the other day with 26,000 miles on for him to do the front and rear bumper on that as well. As I scan around the new unit, those observant of you will notice I've got some security on the go. Look at these bad boys. This will stop these swallows coming in. They seem to be doing the job. I haven't seen a swallow come in since I put these fake peregrine falcons or whatever they are up. So that's our unwanted bird security sorted. So talking of security, it's time to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Surfshark, who are long-term sponsors of Chops Garage, and they are the ones we go to when we need to be secure online. And that's because Surfshark provides you with a VPN, a virtual private network. That VPN means that when you're online, you have a secure internet connection that cannot be snooped on by hackers or anybody else who wants to look at what you're doing online. Especially important if you're out and about and you're using public internet and you might be doing banking, buying stuff, all that kind of stuff. With Surfshark on your mobile phone or on your laptop, you can surf securely. Surfshark has a raft of other features as well. One I particularly like is its ability to allow me to watch geo-locked content. By that, what I mean is that when you're on streaming services, there might be TV series, movies that you can't watch because it's only available, say, in the US or in Japan or whatever. But with your Surfshark account, you can change your internet connection to show you're in that country, and that allows you to access loads of content you wouldn't normally be able to. So I'm going on holiday shortly. I'm going to be able to sit by the pool with my Surfshark account on the go, and I will be able to still look at what's going on in the auction, so I can still carry on look to buy stock if I want. I can watch movies and TV series that might not normally be available in that country, and I can do it all securely, knowing Surfshark is keeping me safe. As normal, Surfshark have sorted out a deal specifically for Chops Garage viewers. If you follow the link on screen now, that I'll also put in the video description down below, and use the code CHOPS at checkout, you'll get 4 months extra Surfshark for free. So a reminder, that is surfshark.com/chops. As always, I'd like to thank Surfshark for being a continued sponsor and supporter of Chops Garage. Oh, I had another part exchange I forgot to mention. I drove this home and back last night. I took this in against the Berlingo 64 plate Kia Ceed with the 1.4 petrol. Not had a 1.4 petrol, most of them have been diesel, so that's actually quite a good thing. I think that should be a good seller. 5-door, obviously we haven't done any valeting on it yet. It's SR7 or something. Specs decent. We've got Bluetooth, cruise control I believe, all round lecky windows, 6-speed box. Yeah, drives really nice. One minor thing with it is that I do find that if it's stone cold, it'll start on the second turn of the key, not the first turn of the key. If it's warm, it starts up straight away. So I don't know if the fuel pump's slightly weak or not. I don't think it merits doing anything about at this moment in time of this age of vehicle with this price point. I think obviously I'd warranty it if it got worse, but it's a very minor thing, because other than that, it drives absolutely perfect. Drives really well. I'm impressed how the 1.4 pulls this along as well. It does pull it away. This is a Pro Seat. I can't remember now if this is a Pro Seat. Is that just the 3 doors? I'm sure someone will correct me. Came from County Garage, so the local Kia dealership was where she got it from. I think they've had it from at least nearly new, if not from new. It's got loads of service history. Yeah, drives absolutely great. Absolutely great. So we'll get these roof rails off. We'll get it a good old clean and scrubber. Valet, get a new ticket on it and get it off. So that's something I'd definitely retail, that one. So down at Moore's we've got the clutch kit for the gold Vauxhall Crosslander X over there. Gone for the whole clutch kit, so we're doing a release bearing, plate, flywheel, everything. And we've also got the Peugeot up on the ramp here that caused me their problem the other day. They're changing the ABS pump out for me on that for Adrian, so they're midway under work on that. Can't remember what else I've got floating around here. Transporter, I've got an ECU coming back from ECU testing. It's cost me £300 for a car that was working absolutely fine and just suddenly just decided to poo itself in the yard. So Transporter has got an ECU coming back, which means I'll have to re-MOT it because it's been sitting down here for a while. I've got the Voyager here once again. But yeah, again, to try and get the doors to work 100% properly. I'm going to have to sell it as the door's not working 100% properly because they manually open. Just one of them won't do electrically. I think we're the end of our tether on that. Quick update on the Supercharged MGB project. So this is running the Mazda MX-5 engine in it. I've just got it back from the second tuner I've sent it to. So if you recall, I spent £2,000 with a tuner to have it set up with a supercharger, and all they did was wiring. And then when it came back, the wiring started smoking, and I had a load of lights not working on the car, and I had to send it back to them. And when I got back from them, they said, well, what we've done is we put it back to standard now, so it's back to just running as a Mazda 1.6, because I asked them to go no further with the supercharging because I was disappointed with the work for £2,000. And they said, we're giving you back just a 1.6 Mazda MX-5 powered MGB. So you're back to where you started again, basically, but with better wiring, apparently. Well, I took it to a different tuner who I have to say is brilliant. Has cost me about another £500 or £600, I think. And it's still just a standard MGB 1.6. You might think, well, why did I go to him to get it standard again? Well, because the first guys that did the £2,000 of work, when I took the car out and ran it, it was spluttering and I couldn't get it to rev. So I don't know what they did to set it up. The second tuner said, I don't know how they think they put it back to standard for you, because it was running a 1.8 map on it, not a 1.6, and you had no wiring to the throttle body, so that it couldn't see any information on the throttle position. Brilliant. I've driven it since this chap's done his work, and it drives brilliantly. It drives back to where it should be. In fact, it's a little bit better. He has given me rolling road. He's got his own rolling road. He's given me rolling road maps of the engine power at the moment. He took my injectors out. He did injector testing and showed me the flow rate of my injectors. I'm very confident this guy's got it right. What he said is, if you want it supercharged now, the intercooler needs plumbing in. He said you need to change the pulley wheel to a standard size pulley wheel. And he said you need a better exhaust system on it. We need to get a better exhaust system. It's only 2.5 inch. It needs to be 3 inch, I think he said. Is that right? Yeah. He said the exhaust system is too restricted. He said I could do that work, but it'd take ages because I'm really busy, and you'd be paying a lot of money for me to do it when you can do it yourself. And he's quite right, we can sort that out ourselves. First thing we've done is PT and I have sorted out getting the intercooler in, and we trimmed the front panel out of the MGB where the bonnet comes down. We're just going to put 2 pins either side to hold the bonnet down, and we've managed to fit the intercooler in. It fits in quite nicely in the front there. We've got 2 pipes being made up here. We've measured them up, and we're having someone weld them for us. So that will feed the supercharger. And then we're going to get an exhaust system. He said the manifold's fine down. He said it's from the manifold back. So we're just going to get some pipe and do that ourselves. We can do that as well. Then we're going to pop it back to him again. He set up the fuel pressure regulator on it. I've picked up some RX8 injectors, which are recommended for this. And he said, if we do all of that work, put it all together, bring it back to him again, then we'll just be charged for a rolling road session to set up all the fueling and so forth. And if we go there again, I will get you some content, because he's a top guy and he deserves a bit of YouTube time. So unfortunately, I feel like I completely burnt £2,000. He said he couldn't really see where the money had been spent either. I spent £2,000. I didn't even get back a car that was running as well as when I first had it in the first place. And I spent another like £500 or £600, so it's about £2,600 just to get back to square one again. Well, not totally square one, because he's got it set up a lot better than it was. But unfortunately, that's the way it can go when you're fiddling around with tuning cars and you don't really know what you're doing yourself. You've got to trust other people. But yeah, hopefully we will get all that done, and in a few weeks' time we'll have it up and running, and we'll have it supercharged like I've always wanted. Comment down below how long you think that will last, if I do actually manage to do that. Anyway, as always, many thanks for watching. I shall see you on the next one.